instructions and symbols and knowledge, and do you interpret what comes out of these people on their page? Do you say, oh, I see this and that, or you just, no judgment, just good job?
Yeah, absolutely. I stay away from interpretation. There is a belief that with art therapy that it's a lot about somebody in a very clinical situation looking at your art and then making judgments about who you are and that sort of thing. So I stay away from that. And truly, art therapy isn't just about that. There is a clinical side to art therapy, but a lot of it is about the person finding themselves within their art and letting their art speak for them and letting themselves listen to their art and then have a conversation with the art rather than an interpretation. So no, I don't interpret, but I have to say that stuff comes up all the time for people. It's amazing. Probably 1 in 5 persons that I'm working with in these workshops will say to me, ugh, it's awful. Ugh, I hate it. Oh, why did I do it? Oh, it's so
Could you
bad.
give me another one?
Yeah, I want another. Give me a blank one. It's not right. I just don't feel right about it. That's fine. I'll allow somebody to start again because, if that's the choice. But sometimes I just encourage them to stay with it because we don't often get to those places where we can really access some of the darker stuff. And in these workshops, depending on who's there and the atmosphere, maybe we can look at this and maybe we can really work with it. And maybe somebody is ripe to have a breakthrough of some sort.
Do you do this one-on-one? Is it kind of, do you have a practice where you see people on a one-to-one basis?
I do, but just to say off the top, I'm not a registered art therapist.
Okay.
I have 22 years of teaching experience.
Wow.
I am a visual artist myself, and I do have a certificate in human psychology.
Well, I tell you, you're pretty qualified to me.
So I'm getting there. But someday I look forward to having those letters after my name. But at this point, I just am working with my experience and intuitively as well.
So if somebody wanted to participate in your workshops or know what's happening coming up, how could they get in touch with you? Do you have a website? Please let our listeners know.
Sure. I have a website. ShannonBrownStudio.com is my website. And you can email me there, Shannon@ShannonBrownStudio.com. If somebody is interested in a workshop, I do have an upcoming workshop.
Ooh, let us know.
Sure. This is going to be really exciting because I'm working with Laura Hernandez. I'm not sure if you've interviewed her yet, but she's
putting her name down.
Yes. She's a Lac Brome resident. She teaches yoga during the week here in Lac Brome.
I do know her. Yeah.
She is a wonderful yoga instructor, and so we've decided to join forces. We have a workshop upcoming. It's called Light Returning. It's on December 18th. It's a Sunday afternoon between 1 and 4. And basically, it's an afternoon of yoga, dancing, and creativity.
So you'll be doing mandalas there as well?
Yeah, we'll be doing painting. We'll be doing some mandala work. We'll be doing some creative visualizations, yoga, moving our bodies to music, free dancing, as well as structured dancing and movement. So anyways, that's Sunday, December 18th.
Okay.
It's basically ages 14 and up. We encourage people to bring their teenage kids, because I think this would be great for them.
Yeah.
And it's a perfect opportunity around the solstice to...
That's right. That's what I was going to say. Returning light is the beginning of the first day of the light coming back. For some listeners who don't know, it's the first day that the light starts coming back.
Yay. I know, we need lots of that in our lives, don't we? Yeah. So this is a celebration of that time of the year, as well as, the holidays upcoming. So we thought it would be a good time, because once we get sucked into the stress and the energy of the holidays, it's nice to remember to come back to that central spot within ourselves and to relax, to take some time for ourselves.
Yeah.
And not just, so much of the holidays is about giving and giving to others and working so hard and food and cooking and making your house perfect. And so to have this time.
If you can make the time, it sounds like a great idea.
Thank
Where
you.
is it going to be held?
We haven't located the spot as of yet, but if you go onto Facebook and look up the event Light Returning,
Okay.
We're going to be posting it very shortly.
Well, I have an idea.
Oh,
At the
you
Sunshine Center.
do? Ooh.
Yeah. Well, you've been in my space for
I
the open house, so I know that date is available. So
Okay.
you've got to. We'll talk about that
Let's talk.
after.
I like. Okay. And I've also had people in Montreal say, are you doing this in Montreal? So, and I had a woman in Magog say, please come to Magog and do it.
Oh, wonderful!
So I think this
wonderful.
is, we're onto something.
Yeah, great. Fantastic. I love stuff like that as well. It's a wonderful, just a celebration of, being in your body and, not having to perform, or it's not about learning anything new either. It's just about letting go, right? It's just being in the moment and combining the yoga, the dance, and the art is a wonderful way to do all that. So again, our listeners are dying to know that they're listening to CIDI 99.1 FM, The Alternatives. You have choices. I'm your host, Ilya Kavukis, and my guest today is Shannon Brown. And we're talking about her upcoming workshop on the 18th of December, where she's going to be offering yoga and dance and some art therapy using mandalas. So what else is what else is in your little basket of goodies for us today, Shannon?
I love working with journals.
Oh.
Yeah. So I've just almost completed one journal, and let me explain what this is. Most people would be familiar with the idea of a written journal.
Okay.
Or an artist's visual sketchbook type journal. Well, the work that I do with the journal is a mixture of both. And I'm not actually talking about a sketchbook where I sketch images and then paint them after. It's not necessarily for that process. But this is a journal where, say I'm not feeling so good one day. I'm feeling overwhelmed. The dog's barking, needs to go out. My daughter's just spilled some milk on her shirt, and my husband's saying, "Come on, let's go."
What do you address first?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. I've been there.
Been there.
That,
I think a lot of us have.
Yeah.
So after I settle myself down and I get a chance to get back to some me time, I love to open up my journal and I'll do a drawing about this. And I'll let it come from my deepest place, an emotional place often, and I'll make that journal image. I'll color it in. I'll come back to it. I'll sketch it out. And then I can have a conversation with that image. And it's amazing how it can relieve tension. It can help me to really see the situation for what it was. It's almost like having a friend in a book that you can have a conversation with. And if you were to talk to people who are involved in art therapy, this is something that art therapists often do and often recommend their clients to do, is a journal of this sort. And what's actually happening often is that your unconscious is manifesting itself in these images. And so when you have a conversation with this, you can really start bringing these things to light. And it can be a very healing experience. This can open up all sorts of interesting journeys.